here we have Max Schumacher from the Post Theater, New York, Tokyo, Berlin. Hi, Max.
Hey, Ivan.
And I'm Ivan Talijancic, the development specialist from Dance New Amsterdam, and we are going to have a conversation with Max about an upcoming workshop here at DNA. But before we go to the specifics, I just wanted to ask you, Max, if you can talk a little bit about Post Theater, who you are, what you do, and all that good stuff.
All right. Well, as the name might indicate, we try to be beyond theater. And what does that mean? We started with this idea back in New York in 1999 that we wanted to look really into, look, this is New York City. There are people from all over the world. There are artists of all kinds of disciplines. But is theater actually reflecting that? Is the interdisciplinary and intercultural environment that New York can provide actually happening? And at the time, we found no, not enough. So we were actually dissatisfied. We found ethnic prejudices, we found genre prejudices, so we tried to come up with something new. Eventually, that has led us to Berlin, where our company is based now, predominantly for legal and financial reasons. So hence our long, awkward name that indicates geographic stations, but also certain states of mind. We still started in the environments, the academic environments of New York University and School of Design. But nowadays, most of our collaborators are Berlin-based.
What is the connection with Tokyo?
This is where we want to be the most. No, this is also where we do work every year, predominantly providing workshops, but once in a while also touring. Tokyo represents for us not so much Japan, but maybe a technological future. For us, one of the reasons we like to work there is that people have yet another relationship to technology. Tokyo is less ethnic or cultural diverse as New York and even as Berlin. But people have a very interesting relationship to innovation, to research and development of technology, and the interest how to incorporate the... We very often say we are a theater company without a theater and without an ensemble, and we actually don't have any performers that are permanently part of our little artistic unit. The artistic directors are Hiroko Tanahashi, a Japanese media artist, and myself. So Hiroko's background is in film. She studied film at New York University's Tisch School of the Arts. And then she did her graduate studies in a program at Parsons School of Design in media and technology, or design and technology. And so she brings in the media component into our work, whereas my background is performance studies, which I studied at New York University, and theater studies and dramaturgy, which I had studied before in Berlin. Now, this is all fine, but it also shows that we are actually very non-performers. We are not physical people. We are really brains, hopefully at least. So what we, from the beginning, have been doing is searching talented movers, actors, dancers, choreographers, people that can join our vision. And that vision is very much to link technology, the opportunities that technology can provide, to either theater or dance, depending on the subject matter. So we are very conservative people. We always start with an issue at hand, a theme, a topic. The languages that we choose in order to make an artwork out of this might be sometimes theater and sometimes dance. Since we are incompetent in terms of dance, and I dare to say this, we have been able to open up to a huge range of choreographers. The reason why we prefer working with choreographers actually and dancers sometimes over actors and other theater directors is the visuality. Dancers and choreographers think more visually than theater people, who tend to think more from the text side. Now, when you want to incorporate media art into the performing arts, or make media art a performative or a performing art form, it's much easier to do this in collaboration with dancers and choreographers. They share a similar visual approach. Well, we called the workshop Vertiginous Movement. We like vertigo. We like the confusion that is induced by an unusual or unconventional perspective. Because by the end of the day, what is vertigo? Vertigo is a dizziness that is inspired by a perspective that we usually don't have. Now, dance and all performing arts should challenge the audience with a new perspective on things, a new perspective on the body, especially in dance. Now, media can help to provide a new perspective on the body. There are various forms and various techniques, and some of them are actually extremely complicated, and some are extremely simple. So you could work with very complicated computer programs, but sometimes just skipping your video projector in a 90-degree angle can already cause quite an amazing effect. The challenge of this workshop will be to bring together dancers, choreographers, and ideally some people who just like media arts, or are media artists, or filmmakers, or video people who have a certain affinity to dance, and juggle them together and collaborate during the workshop on ideas. Test them partially in the physical space, or just discuss them. Because the amazing thing is, never has technology been so cheap, so accessible, and yet so unexplored. We are very much aware of the fact that many dancers and choreographers use video projections in their works. Usually, this is a simple backdrop. Usually, this is a very simple projection. But we want to try out new ways, especially vertiginous ways, how to arrange the video image, the physical bodies of the performers, and also the physical bodies of the audience. We do understand media and specifically video projections as additional performers.
Exactly.
So treat them as live beings or entities that have the same rights, the same problems, the same challenges as the conventional physical performers.
Great.
Now, they need to be choreographed as well, or the contents of your media as well as the very setup of your media should be conceived by an artistic director of a production who can be either a media artist or a choreographer. Either one should know the basic logic of the other. Very often, choreographers don't know what to ask from media artists, how to use video artists, filmmakers. Many choreographers know the right people, but they don't really challenge them. They can't really express what they are expecting from them. Or they don't really know what to expect from them in the first place. And the other way around, very often
they leave them alone.
Yeah, but very often also filmmakers ask choreographers to work for them, and it's the same thing. They tell them, okay, you do the movement, I shoot it. Now, the process of having a more fertile preparational dialogue and to create more coherent productions is something that can be learned within a relatively short period of time. So I'm optimistic that even a very short, intense weekend might open up opportunities for New York-based artists.
Can you tell us what brings you to New York in September, what you're going to be doing here?
Yes, we will be presenting our classic, I should say, 5-year-old production, Heavenly Bento. It's a theater production that also features choreographer and dancer Kazuo Ikeda, who is a Japanese choreographer who learned and studied in New York and then also moved to Berlin. And this production is the story of a famous electronic goods corporation. But it's actually not so much about a corporation, it's about people. It's about people who transcend their cultural boundaries, travel around the world, and make things happen that nobody even dreamed of before.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously we see this a little bit as a metaphor of our own work. But anyway, the show Heavenly Bento will be presented at the Japan Society in New York City, September 17th, 18th, and 19th. There is very limited space available, so please make a reservation before.
Thank you, Max.
Thank you, Ivan.
And we'll see you soon in New York.
See you.